Hello, my name is Dr. Mark Gould and I'm one of the co-founders of Sport4Kids. It has been a while since we have seen you all in person and we are delighted to be welcoming you back to our sports classes. The world has changed and it is important that we lead the way in changing with it. We need to provide world-class sports lessons for you and your children while keeping everybody safe. This is for our children, parents and of course our S4K coaching team. This video is designed to give you the information on the best practice processes and policies that we're implementing at Sport4Kids to keep everybody safe. There will be a phased approach and careful return to classes. In the first phase, lessons will be taking place outside wherever possible. Where bad weather disrupts and indoor facilities are not suitable, replacement Zoom lessons will be made available online. S4K TV classes and Zoom lessons will also be available to those who feel unable to return at this time. We are continuing our S4K TV classes so you can catch up and be active for the rest of the week too. We have also been listening to parents and what is important to you. There is a great demand for exercise, socialising, learning and development, as well as helping rebuild confidence in our children. Our recent survey showed, whilst keen to get back to classes quickly, you would like to see certain safety measures prioritised. We have been listening and we have put a lot of measures in place for you and your children to return to classes and socialise with their friends. The first measure involves you, the parents, and we need your help. Your cooperation is really important. We need to make sure no one in your family is showing symptoms of coronavirus and are not in self-isolation the week before attending classes. At the venue, you will be asked to sign a declaration and coaches will ask you about any temperatures or symptoms that you have experienced. We will be sending the wording of the declaration out to you ahead of time, so have a little read beforehand. We ask that only one adult attends and no siblings are brought along in the first phase of reopening. Also, there may be limited toilet facilities at the venues in the first phase, so we ask you and your little ones to use the facilities at home before leaving for the class. The second measure is equipment. Before you arrive at the venue and between classes, the equipment will be disinfected by the appointed trained hygiene official. We have taken steps to avoid as much contact as possible and would ask you to follow our one-way systems and avoid touching gates, doors or fencing. On arrival, you will be asked to disinfect you and your child's hands, sign the declaration, and your child will be given their equipment, which they will keep for the entire lesson. Physical contact is an important part in recognition and building relationships with children, but our coaching team will be replacing high fives and handshakes with Wi-Fi's, which is a contactless high five, and the S4K salute. We have redesigned our lesson plans to be virus safe. We have done a lot in the schools to redesign sports and activities to respect social distancing, and we have used that experience to rewrite all of our lesson plans to respect as much as possible the 2-metre rule. We will have a new parents area, so mums and dads, we want to keep you involved in your child's development and love having you involved with our lessons. For the moment, this will need to happen at a distance, and parents can be expected to be positioned around the playing area at safe distance from each other and the children. So dads, no matter the temptation to score that goal, we ask that you don't run onto the pitch, please. Next up is the dedicated bubble system. Coaches will teach your child in a dedicated bubble within the class based on the school system. We at S4K have been at the forefront of supporting schools with key worker children throughout the pandemic, and our coaches are trained in this system. This means that the same children will remain with the same coach throughout the lesson. For toddlers, you can expect 7 to 8 children per coach with their parent. For any child over 3 years, there will be one coach allocated to 8 to 10 children. There will be PPE and hygiene stations at each and every venue. PPE is there for when there may be emergencies and coaches and parents have to be closer than the recommended 2-metre rule. PPE is not recommended in school environments, and the health authorities have advised that wearing PPE in all circumstances may be more counterproductive, as contamination of PPE equipment when used over a prolonged period is likely. Finally, there are measures we have taken involving our S4K coaches, where a lot of time and effort has gone into honing safety features. Our coaches have received in-depth training, both practically and digitally via the S4K University, on how to operate within our environment and with the safety measures required to keep you, your loved ones and our team as safe as possible. The world that we live in is different now, and what remains vital is the physical and mental well-being of our families, particularly our children. The return of sport is essential for keeping our children fit, healthy, socialised and of course happy. We at S4K are committed to doing everything that we can to support every family, one child and one smile at a time. We look forward to seeing you all very soon.